Hello, welcome back. Oh, another battle pass down, another group of packs to open, and a growing lethargy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling very. What's the word? I don't know. Excited about much things right now. So it might just be because the fact that it's 5:43 a.m. and my sleep schedule is off again. Anyway. Just push through these, see if I get anything good. Well, that's a really good one. So starting off with a Diamond Lights Levy in a normal promo pack. This card, Monster Eyes, or Monster Eyes. It's, I don't know why it's not better. Anyway. Holy Enchanter. Anyway, I don't know what to talk about, to be honest. We're here to break from the... Getting some good golds, though. Let's just do a whale pack real quick. Reveal all. Balthazar in gold. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Good for the Zaya decks, and then Vexing Vicar is also great. There's a bunch of things I want to talk about, but I don't know if there's any that are interesting or that I've put enough thought into actually, converse about them. Basic things. This looks like the pack I just got. Not the last one or the one before that, but the one right before the... Anyway, I don't know if I've put enough thought into actually, getting my concept and ideas and thoughts through. A lot of it does happen to do with what GU could do better, or... Oh, Shadow Amplification. But you know what I mean, what they could do better, how they can retain players, yada yada yada. I've noticed a lot of companies are falling down the same rabbit hole where they're trying to cut cost and not... Ooh, Ecomon. They're trying to make it good for themselves, and they don't realize if you make it good for players and such, they will destroy all relics for each relic, destroy... Oh, that card. If you make it good for players, they'll flock to the game, and then, okay, that's a good one to get in a regular thing. Anyway, but players will flock to the game, and the more players, the more income and such like that. The less work you actually have to do, meaning less money you have to put back into it yourself. There's another whale pack. And I'm always reminded at what Magic the Gathering did when it was new. So there was a lot of card games that came out around the same time. But one of the things that Magic the Gathering did that stuck out and brought a lot of players in, that's a card I've been trying to build into, so yippee. But one of the things that Magic the Gathering did that brought players in, retained them, and such like that, was they created their own tournaments, and they put their own money up so that the prizes and such went to them, and they created what we now know as Worlds, right? I don't know if they've changed the name in the last 10 years, but was this a regular pack? Yeah, that was a regular pack. So basically they put their money in and then let players win that money. Now all that money that they put in, it wasn't players pay and then part of that payment goes to the prize pool. It wasn't we're going to sell product and then however much money we make off that product we'll put into the thing. No, they came up with a number. They said, we're going to front this. We have the funds. We can front it. That's the exact same pack. Anyway, but they were like, we'll front this and we'll just be out this money. But they weren't really out that money because the players who were doing well had to, buy packs, buy the cards, and all that stuff, and then it brought more people in. Yada yada yada. They did good, and they did right. I don't know. Also, the art for Magic is iconic. The old school art, most of those cards are like, if you played Magic back in the day, you had multiple favorite cards that you love the art on. And I have a bunch of old favorites, but I didn't play like in the 90s, or yeah, I didn't actually play in the 90s. I started playing in like 2003. This is a whale pack. Be something whaley. Yeah. I mean, that one's obviously got one. Alright, last 7 of these and then we'll go with that. I don't know. Like I said, I was just rambling. There's a bunch more that Gods Unchained can do. Like, personally, I hate the concept of the Emporium. Like, I mean, if you really want to get in the nitty-gritty, I don't like the concept of using Gods tokens at all. I don't like games creating their own currency, then hoping that currency has a value, and then trying to give that specific currency utility to give it more value, and then when it falls flat, the currency goes down and the game itself suffers because the currency is going down. That was a nice diamond. Not a very used one, but I don't know. I'm just, one of these days I'll sit down and I'll write or, come up with a talking point bulletin and make a video where I actually go over everything I think that would benefit. Like, to be honest, one of the biggest things is that, again, with what Magic the Gathering did, they created a rotating standard format. Meaning, you couldn't just sit on the same cards and play the same deck constantly. Now, GU has evergreen sets, so you can't get rid of Genesis. They can change core all they want, welcome set all they want, but Etherbots, I believe, and Genesis are locked in. You can't change those, which is fine. There's no mega game-breaking card in Genesis. You think of Demogorgon and Apocalypse Now. Those aren't game-breaking. Those are, for future sets, those are the standard to build on as the top end of good cards, right? They could... Oh, here's a whale pack. This must be the last one. That's a nice one. And last card, okay. But yeah, no, so, like, the best cards in Genesis should be where they set the do these compete with those cards type of level, and then go from there. Everything should be built from that standard that's already set, because if they go too high, then those cards are useless. Then what's the point in evergreening them? And if they go too low, people who bought in early have the massive advantage. Anyway, but that's all neither here nor there. The idea is they need to come up with rotating standard formats. Like, I've been playing since right after Genesis went off of sale. So I was here for the Trials release, the Divine Order, the Mortal Judgment, yada yada yada. Like, those are 3 good sets, but they've had their time, They need to rotate out. They need to introduce an extended or wild, if you play Hearthstone, to where everything's available, and stop with the promos like the Emporium. I love the revived set. I wouldn't say I love it. There's a few cards I like, but there's a lot that I don't. But the way they're doing it is like, and to be honest, there's no reason they can't sell core set packs, right? They've already, like what I just opened, I bought core set packs with the battle pass. There's no reason, to be honest, I hate the battle pass, and I don't know if I'm getting the next one, because it's just every game in the is doing it. Like they need to have a consistent income, and they realize that not having packs in the shop means they're not making money, they're not selling anything, right? So if they just made core set packs, and what they would do, if it was me, it would be only sell regular packs. Don't do the whole, $2 for a regular pack where they're all meteorite, and then the best you can get is a rare, or rare or better, and then have another pack that's a legendary or better, and it's $20. Don't do that. It's hectic. Just do the regular packs. As far as shine goes, like, they should all be meteorite minimum, but I don't know if they should allow for higher shines, because again, I go back to the idea, I don't like that people can open packs and get, diamond switch duelist. The rarity of core originally was, for someone to get a diamond switch duelist, they had to take 250 playing cards, forge them into 125 meteorites, forge those into 25 shadows, forge those into 5 golds, and then forge those into 1 diamond. That took work. That gave this card value beyond, it's just 125 meteorites. Which, I mean, I know they don't typically hold that value above that, but it was still work that had to be put in. I don't know. I can ramble on forever about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and... let me know in the comments your thoughts. And I don't want to hear ban specific cards, right? Everyone has cards they hate. Personally, I think the 2 biggest mistake cards that they made, and I think I have a third one now, but I can't remember what it is. Fearic Knowledge and Over the Line are the 2 biggest mistake cards they made in the heyday of when I was playing. I mean, I still play almost every day, but I try and stick with the formats and the sealed. Oh, speaking of, I was supposed to record that sealed run the other day after my last video, and I should have. I went 7-1 with that sealed run. But yeah, alright. I've rambled on long enough, about 7 minutes. Y'all have a good night, and enjoy.